Today's speaker is from a Canadian background. And we always, when we talk about United Nations, so a name came in our mind and we say, yes, this is the best organization who's working across the globe for the women. So she is privileged to work for the United Nations. She is a peace ambassador, peace counseling, force council. She was a senior advisor, United Nations Habitant Korean Committee, Goodwill Ambassador for International Human Rights Protection Services, Executive President for EVA Global Holding, International Business Advisor, Director South Korea Committee, Secretary General Korean American Business Forum, Secretary General for Korea Kuwaiti Emirati Enterprise Exchange Association. She is a chair for Korea Importer Association, International Cultural Exchange Director, and PR Marketing Director for Korean World Culture Board. And she has done 2 masters in international political economy of international development from University of Toronto in Canada, and another master's in international studies. Oh, you have such a lovely introduction, and I will not be an obstacle between you and your audience. So the mic is with you.
Hello, hi, everybody can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can please go ahead with your speech.
Okay, hello, hi, Dr. Musa Shaikh, and hello, everyone, all the wonderful female fellow leaders, and good morning to people, good afternoon, good night, and here in Korea, in Seoul, is past midnight, so I think about the movie Sleepless in Seattle, but I should say Sleepless in Seoul. It's my pleasure to be online to talk about women leadership and women equality. So first, my name is Zena Chung, and I'm very honored and privileged to participate as a speaker for Women Leaders in Emiratis Conference 2020. Being on this conference, what I realize is that it's very important to educate women to take more leadership, but also it's very important to educate our male leaders as well. Somebody like Dr. Musa Shaikh has a foundation called the Musa Shaikh Global Women Foundation. So we need more male leaders who pay a lot of attention to educate the other male genders as well. So first, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm a Korean Canadian who currently live in Seoul, South Korea. I work as a peace ambassador of UNPKFC, UN Peacekeeping Forces Council, Goodwill Ambassador of International Human Rights Protection Services, and a senior advisor for UN Habitat Korea Committee. I also have been a recipient for the most prestigious award in India called Dr. Sarojini Naidu International Award. She is called Nightingale of India. She was the most respected and well-known female political leader and poet in India who worked for the nation's independence with Mahatma Gandhi. I'm a CEO of my own company called EVA Global Holdings. EVA Global Holdings is a company specializing in communication and consulting in the field of international trade, investment, public diplomacy, and international business. I also take important positions such as international business advisor for WFKB, World Federation of Korean Business, and a Secretary General for KEEA, Korean Emirati Entrepreneurs Exchange Association, and KABFF, Korean American Businessmen Friendship Forum. I'm also a committee chair for KOIMA, Korea Importers Association. I do have a strong political and economic connections in Korea and abroad. I have 2 master's degree in MA Specialist in International Political Economy of International Development from the University of Toronto, and another master's degree in Master of International Studies from Iha Women's University, Graduate School of International Studies in Seoul, Korea. I personally appreciate Dr. Musa Shaikh and his teams at Berkeley Middle East Holding Group in UAE to give me an opportunity to be a speaker for women leaders in Emirates Conference 2020. Okay, now I'm going to answer some of the questions related to the women leadership. Question number 1, how do I balance work and life responsibilities? Balancing is always very hard to juggle for everyone. I believe I'm more toward work since I enjoy working. For me, working is like a hobby. When I do work, I try to think work is like a hobby, so that way, instead of being stressful, I can enjoy working like a hobby, so I can be less stressful. So what's important is the qualities of time and work rather than quantities. I try to maximize myself to work efficiently, to spend less time, but increase work productivity. So in economic terms, not the profit maximization, but productivity maximization that I always think about myself. Question number 2. When I began my career many years ago, did I ever imagine that I would be a leader in a male-dominated profession? Yes, I believed myself that I would be a leader when I grow older. There is a common Korean or Chinese saying that it's better to be the head of dragon instead of the tail of snake, by emphasizing to become a leader. So I always told myself from my childhood that, yes, I'm going to be the head of a dragon, not the tail of the snake. So instead of becoming a follower, I chose my path to be a leader who can influence people around me with a positive influence. I had to keep on saying this saying through my childhood, and it really encouraged myself to become a good influential leader. Question number 3. As a female leader, what has been the most significant barrier in my career? I believe this question really applies to so many female leaders we have around. I believe one of the biggest challenges that women have compared to men is that the responsibilities of childbirth and raising children. There are many highly educated women in Korea, in UAE, in many other countries, who have to quit their jobs and careers due to childbirth and raising children, since the cultures in many Asian countries and in many other developing countries that raising children are not the father's jobs, but mostly mother's jobs. Many of these women, even though with their high education, they have found it quite challenging to continue their careers after many years of careers being disconnected. So it is very important for men, our male partners, to take the same kinds of responsibilities to raise the children with their female spouses. Question number 4, who inspired me and why? As a female leader, Mother Teresa, as everybody knows, Mother Teresa has devoted her life to serving the poor and destitute around the world. She spent many years in Calcutta, India, where she founded the Missionaries of Charity, a religious congregation devoted to helping those in great need. In 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and became a symbol of charitable, selfish work. There's a quote from Mother Teresa, and I would love to share with you. It's called "No Greater Love." It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. It's not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving. I believe it's very important as a leader who seeks for the help for the less privileged people in the societies. Mother Teresa is such a wonderful example. Question number 5. What does a woman want from life? When I try to think about the answer of this question, I think about more fundamental questions. The purpose of life. Not only as a woman, but also as a man. The basic needs of a human being are to seek for happiness. That's why it's very important that we have to understand who we are and what we like to do and how we can become happy. There are some women like me who have a strong sense of self-accomplishment and who love to work hard and achieve their personal goals in life. But on the other side, there are some other women who like to work less but enjoy a life with a more relaxed life. So it is very important to find out what kind of person we are and what we like to do and how we can be happy in life. So I would like to tell women, please try to find out who you are, what you like to do, and how you can become happy. Question number 6. If I become the Prime Minister of the country, what 3 things I would like to do for women? If I become a Prime Minister of the country, the good policy makings are very important. That can benefit women and the people of the entire nation. The 3 policies in my mind that are important are policies related to people's health care, policies related to education, policies related to minorities such as children and senior citizens, and people with disabilities are important. So I'll conduct good policies to increase people's qualities of lives, such through healthcare, good healthcare system, and good education system, and good policies targeted children, people with disabilities, and senior citizens. Question number 7. What advice would I give to the next generation of female leaders? I would like to tell women not to be shy and take more initiatives in these male-dominating societies. Please also see our male partners as our equal partners. Please trust your own potentials to reach your life goals. Question number 8. What are some of the advice I share with the young women entering a male-dominated profession? Compared to our childhood, the work and careers mean a lot to us when we grow older and older. So please take secondary school education. As our speaker, Sandi Saksena, said, knowledge is power. So please take a secondary school education, become to develop professional careers such as doctors, lawyers, accountants, and business women, because financial freedom is financial capability is very important to reach out your potentials. As in this male-dominating world, we cannot change our gender, but we can do much better jobs and much better work performance than our male coworkers and male partners. So there's a
That's
common
great.
saying that boys be ambitious. I would like to say girls be strong and be ambitious. And one last thing I can say that commonly it's compared that with the chicken. So the world we live in, the male-dominating society, is compared as the chicken head. But what's the most important in chicken is not the head. The neck is the most important, because the neck can turn the chicken's head left, right, and even cut off, and chicken will be dead. So in this male-dominating society, man looks like the head of the chicken, but always remember the role of women's role important, like the most important part as the neck of the chicken. So girls, be strong and be ambitious. That's the end of my speech. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for your lovely advice. And this chicken concept is really amazing. And I'm sure that all the audience has got a good value from your answers and your life history and your life success story. I want to thank you to be on the board, and looking forward to have you in next events in the future.